I got that.
And recordings?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll share the recordings. Obronil, please keep me reminded by evening that
Yes, sir.
I would share the recording with all of you.
Okay, sir.
And you faced some troubles in earlier recordings as well?
Earlier recordings mean?
Earlier recordings you got? Previous recordings?
Sir. No, sir. That one that I have mailed you na to
Yes?
the dean office.
Yes?
Sir, that recording I have not got yet.
Okay. So I have
Hello.
shared all the recordings till except last week's recording. Last week's recording I have to share today. ठीक है? So prior to
Okay, sir.
last week, all the recordings are with only Dean's office. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. So anyone else, what we have discussed last day? We did lot of things. We discussed about box plots. We discussed about box plots. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What else we have discussed apart from box plots? Come on, students. You have to respond. What else we have discussed?
So Bayes theorem.
We have discussed about Bayes theorems.
Yes, sir.
And
So Bayes theorem and conditional probability.
very good, conditional
Difference.
probability.
So
We
can
have
you give
discussed
the
about the
example?
So posterior probability.
posterior probability. We have discussed. We have discussed about the set theory, the intersection of sets, and apart from that, unions of events, complements of event. Yes or no? Students, please respond. Otherwise,
sir.
we will not be able to move ahead. We learned about different interactions of events like independent events, mutually exclusive events. Yes or no? Students, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
So you have to study. I requested in our last session. So please study after the class is over. So you have to be very careful about this. Now you will be in trouble before the examination if you have not studied every week. Okay. So now we will talk about the random variables. We will talk about developing discrete probability distribution. We will talk about the expected value and variance, binomial probability, Poisson probability distribution, hypergeometric probability distribution. So mostly the distributions which we only discussed was normal distribution. Yes or no? As of now, students?
Yes, sir.
So now we are going slowly but steadily getting into the other type of probability distributions which are discrete in nature, not continuous in nature. So first of all, we will learn about the random variables. A random variable is a numerical description of the outcome of an experiment, right? So the outcomes, expected outcomes, are random in nature. Last time we understood it, right? Like tossing a coin. Tossing a coin is an event, and we have possible two outcomes, yes or no? Rolling a dice is an event, and which has how many outcomes?
6.
6.
6 outcomes. So random variables can be of two types. One is discrete and another one is continuous. So a discrete random variable may assume either a finite number of values or an infinite sequence of values, whereas a continuous random variable may assume any numerical value in an interval or collection of intervals. So discrete, so random variables also, the randomization is also are of two types: discrete and continuous. Yes or no, students? Please talk to me. Discrete and continuous. So in case of, say, finite numbers of values, say for example, for JSL appliances, let X is equals to number of TVs sold at the store in one day. So X can be on 5 values, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a finite number. This is what we have in finite, right? So we can count the TVs sold, and there is a finite upper limit on the number that might be sold. Correct? So we don't have any control that how many number of TVs would be sold from a particular store. Yes or no? Tell me, students. Students, please respond. What is happening? Students, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Students, please respond.
Yes, sir.
So when you go to any shop, Akshay Kriti, so please tell me, if you go to any shop, we can have a sales data for each day. So the shop owner can give you a finite number of random outcomes, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Whereas another example, if we take a number of customers arriving in one day, where X can take on the values 0, 1, 2 up to n. So we can count the customers arriving by their no finite upper limit that might arrive, that may happen. Correct? So in the random variables, if we ask now the family size, X is the number of dependent reported on tax return, is a discrete random variable, whereas distance from home to store, a distance in miles from home to store, it's a continuous one. Why I say so? Because each and every distance is having an upper limit and the lower limit, yes or no? The family size can go up or down, yes or no? Number of dependents reported can go up or down,
Yes, sir.
correct? There is no continuity towards that. But distance from home to store, there is a continuity in this randomness, yes or no? In case of, so owning a dog or cat, it's not a continuous one. So x may be equals to 1, equals to 2, equals to 3, equals to 4. So it is a discrete outcome. Please try to appreciate this point. Correct. So random variables are always of two types. One is discrete, another is continuous. So discrete probability distribution says the probability distribution for a random variable describes how probabilities are distributed over the values of the random variable. So we can describe a discrete probability distribution with a table, graph, or a formula. Correct. So discrete probability distribution are of two types. First type, use the rules of assigning probabilities to the experimental outcome to determine the probabilities for each value of the random variable. Second type is uses a special mathematical formula to compute the probabilities for each value of the random variable. So in case for the discrete probability distribution, the probability distribution is defined by the probability function denoted by f of x. That provides a probability for each value of the random variable. So the required condition for a discrete probability function are a function of x should be greater than equals to 0 and function of x should be equals to 1. So the discrete probability distribution, there are three methods for assigning probabilities to the random variables: classical method, subjective method, and relative frequency method. That we have learned, yes or no? Assigning probabilities to random variables are of three types: classical, subjective, and relative.
Yes, sir.
The use of relative frequency method to develop the discrete probability distribution leads to what is called an empirical discrete distribution. The empirical discrete distribution, which is based on my historical data, which you have done in your assignment. Correct? So if I have JSL appliances data, so the numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be anything, right? But from the empirical data, what I have found that number of days are 80 where we have a sale of 0, the number of days 50 where we have sales of 1, number of days 40 where we have sales 2, 10 for 3, 20 days for 4. So out of 200 days, we have seen 80 days no sales, 50 days 1 sale, 40 days 2 sales, 10 days 3 sales, 20 days 4 sales. So on the basis of that, we can calculate the relative frequency. Yes or no? Tell me. Can we calculate this? Can we assign the probabilities?
Yes,
How we
sir.
will do that?
Sir, frequency by submission of all.
Very good, Esha. Very good. So for that, the highest the highest probability out of these sales is what?
80.
80 or 0.4?
Yes, sir. 0.4.
0.4 is the probability, 80 is the number of days, Isha.
Yes, sir.
So unit sold, zero sales होने का probability क्या है यहाँ पे? What is the probability of having zero sales? That is the highest probability, 0.4.
0.4.
On the basis of that, you can order TVs from your upstream of the supply chain, means from your TV supplier, means the shop owner can, stock the number of TVs on the basis of that, yes or no? You can take corrective measures on the basis of that, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is discrete probability distribution. This is discrete probability distribution that we have. The histogram which is getting generated is values of random variables X having a discrete values. Correct. In addition to the tables and graphs, a formula that gives the probability function fx for every value of x is often used to describe the probability distribution. Several discrete probability distribution specified by formulas are discrete uniform, binomial, Poisson, and hypergeometric distribution. So it's discrete probability distributions formulas. So several discrete probability distribution could be specified by the formulas are discrete uniform, binomial, Poisson, and hypergeometric distribution. So discrete probability distribution, under discrete probability distribution, we can have the discrete uniform probability distribution, which is the simplest example of the discrete probability distribution given by a formula, that is fx is equals to 1 by n. Discrete uniform probability function, that is called discrete uniform probability function. Now in case of expected value, the expected value or mean of a random variable is a measure of its central location, which we have done last time. The expected value is a weighted average of the values the random variable may assume. So the weights are the probabilities. The expected values does not have to be a value the random variable can assume. So in case of variance and standard deviation, variance is equals to sigma square. So summation of x minus mu, that for population, square multiplied by fx. So the variance is a weighted average of the square deviation of a random variable from its mean. So the weights are probabilities. That the standard deviation sigma is defined as the positive square root of the variance. Right. So let's see what is fx and what is xfx here. Right. So when you multiply this x with fx, we get xfx, yes or no? The formula which we have just calculated, that is the expected value. That is the expected value, yes or no? Which is equals to mu as well, right? So this value could be calculated through how we do the value of that particular observation, x multiplied by the fx, is this fx, how it is coming? Students, please answer me. How we are getting this fx?
So the probability.
From the relative frequency?
Yes, sir.
We have calculated this probability, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if we do the x of fx, that would be 0. Means the expected outcome or the expected value. Not the outcome, that is the expected value. Correct? So this is denoted as EX. So the summation of this. So it would be 0.25. Once we multiply 1 with 0.25, 2 into 0.2, that is 4. Right? 3 into 0.05, that is 0.15. Then 4 into 0.10, 0.40. Correct. Is it clear? Now, once we do the EX, so expected number of TVs sold in a day 1.20. माने एक टीवी तो बिकना ही बिकना है. That we can get out of this. Students, I need your attention here. If you are missing something, then you will be in a problem. How we have arrived this number 1.2 in case of a discrete probability? In case of discrete probability. In case of discrete probability. Discrete uniform probability. So now, for the same example, we can calculate the standard deviation of daily sales. How we will do this? So X, first we have to calculate the EX, yes or no? First we have to calculate EX, which is also denoted as mu. Students, please concentrate.
Yes, sir.
Now next we will do X minus mu, means the expected value that has to be subtracted from the value of the observation, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We will get the values like minus 1.2, minus 0.2, 0.8, 1.8, 2.8. Got it? Then we calculate X minus mu square. Then we calculate X minus mu square. Then what we do, just square it up. Minus 1.2 multiplied by 1.2, minus 1.2, what will be the value?
1.44.
Similarly, minus 0.2 multiplied by minus 0.2, what would be the value?
0.0.
So likewise, we calculated X minus mu square. And we have fx values with us. Now we have to multiply column 3 and column 4 in column 5. Yes or no? That is
Yes.
my variation and standard deviation. That is my variance and standard deviation for which distribution? For which distribution? For discrete uniform distribution. Note it down, students. Please concentrate. I am telling you, you will be in problem if you don't understand these concepts. Things are very easy, but until unless you understand, it will become very, very difficult for you. For discrete uniform distribution, we can calculate the variance of daily sales, that is the sigma square. 1.660, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
For standard deviation of the daily sales will become root over of
1.660.
that is 1.2884 TVs. What is the significance of this number? Expected वैल्यू इज 1.20. इतना टीवी मुझे बेचना ही बेचना है, मतलब इतना टीवी तो मेरे को हमारे यहाँ से बिकता है, हाँ या ना? और स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन मतलब ये कभी 1.2 प्लस 1.28 हो सकता है, मतलब कभी 2 एक्स्ट्रा टीवी भी बेच सकते हैं हम, और कभी कभी 1.2 minus 1.288 मतलब 0 TB भी हम बेच सकते हैं. Yes or no?
हाँ sir, I had a one question.
हाँ, कौन?
हाँ, Abranil sir, one question just.
हाँ, बोलिए.
Sir, that 1.288, let us take 1.3.
हम्म.
हाँ, so 1.2 minus 1.3 होने से minus 0.1 होगा. तो sir, is
जरूरत
this
नहीं है
a-
ना. दिस इज एन यूनिट नंबर, इंटीजर, इंटीजर फिगर. तो एक टीबी को तो काट के नहीं बेच सकते ना.
वही sir, मतलब like in number this problem arises, so we have to take that mod value ना.
Correct. Not the mod value. Mod value means ignoring the signs. The
हाँ,
integer
no,
value.
I meant ignoring the integer.
No, you have to take the integer. You have to decimal values. You have to decimal. You have to ignore in this example. But if it is an example of say, rice, and if this is in kg, you can take that. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. It will come in grams. Like that, we will have to consider.
Of course.
Okay, sir.
So under discrete probability, discrete random variable. So there are two random variables. One is continuous, one is discrete. Continuous we have understood. So where we have, upper limits. Correct? And discrete means it comes always under some intervals. So it can be anything. Right? So under discrete random variable, we have different type of distribution. The first distribution which we have learned was, tell me, discrete uniform distribution. Discrete, tell me students.
Discrete uniform distribution.
That is the first form.
Yes, sir.
Of distribution. Now we are going into the binomial probability distribution. So for properties of binomial experiment, the experiment consists of a sequence of n incidental trials, two outcomes, success and failure. From the name binomial, you can figure it out. In each trial, the possible outcomes will be two. One may be success, another will be failure, or occurrence or non-occurrence. So the probability of success denoted by P does not change from trial to trial. This is referred to as the stationary assumption. The trials are independent. So these are the four properties that we always take in case of binomial probability distribution. Our interest is in the number of success, means occurring in the n number of trials. So we let X denote the number of successes occurring in n number of trials. So if that is so, the binomial probability function f of x would be factorial n divided by factorial x multiplied by n minus factorial n minus x's factorial multiplied by p to the power x multiplied by 1 minus p to the power n minus x. Here 1 minus p means the probability of non-occurrence. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So x is the number of success, p is the probability of success on the trial, whereas n is the number of trials, fx the probability of x success in n trials, and factorial n is equals to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 up to 2 and 1, right? So the binomial probability functions looks in means you can takes in it in two parts. The first part, the number of experimental outcomes providing exactly X success in n trials, and the other part is the probability of particular sequence of trial outcomes with X successes in n trials. So now we will quickly take an example of binomial probability distribution, that is your Evans Electronics example. Evans Electronics is concerned about a low retention rate for its employees. So in recent years, management has seen a turnover of 10% of the hourly employees annually. Thus, for an hourly employee chosen at random, management estimates a probability of 0.1 that the person will not be with the company next year. Choosing 3 hourly employees at random, what is the probability that one of them will leave the company this year only? So for that, the probability of the first employee leaving and the second and third employee staying, denoted by SFF. So success, failure, failure, is given by P multiplied by 1 minus P multiplied by 1 minus P. Because P is your success and 1 minus P is your failure, yes or no? Students,
Yes, sir.
P is your success and F is your failure. 1 minus P is your failure, correct?
Yes, sir.
So with a 0.1 probability of an employee leaving on any one trial, the probability